Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. Hello, everyone. I am so excited about the upcoming series that we're going to be talking about on the next set of podcast episodes. However, I wanted to remind you of some things that are available to you. One, my thyroid guide is available at joyfulebony.com/thyroid guide. And I also created a virtual fitness group that is a monthly membership that gives you 4 live workouts with me, explanations of why different exercises are important, discounts to my future programs and or products related to fitness, and we get to go over a lot of common misconceptions and questions that you may have as it relates to getting started in your fitness journey. There are also options for you to work with me virtually if you are not in the DC, Maryland, or Northern Virginia area, or if you are in the DMV area, we can work in person as well to help reach your fitness goals. And also, I am officially opening up my one-on-one and small group session packages. So that is going to be for both thyroid coaching as well as fitness and nutrition coaching. And you can submit information about yourself online at joyfulebony.com/app. That is APP. And let's get started, because you definitely don't want to go into another year trying to figure out all of these things related to your thyroid health. Why not work with someone that is excited, ready, and able to help you achieve those goals? And you are hearing it here first. My virtual training packages are going to be 40% off from now through Black Friday. So you can type in 40 as a coupon code. On my site, you can go to joyfulebony.com/trainerize. That is TRAINERIZE, so that you can see some of the fitness programs that I have created and are available to you. And you, again, also get access to me. And depending on the program, you get more access to me. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew about all of those things first. And we are going to start talking about diet and what that means and how to kind of break that down and start working towards having better nutrition in general. So without further ado, let's jump into the episode. Hello, friends. So we have had an amazing time talking all about getting ourselves together and being the very best version of ourselves and recognizing how amazing we are. And I've heard from you, and one of the biggest things that many of us often have questions about is our diet as it relates to thyroid health. And I really just want to talk about that word. I don't like that word because there's so much confusion around diet, and we just have just so much negative wording, negative feelings. And oftentimes we think of things like yo-yo dieting and this type of diet and that type of diet, and should I have this and should I have that, and wait a minute, now I'm counting calories. Wait, should I count macros? Hold on, I'm starting to move a little bit more. Now I'm starving. I don't get it. I don't know what to do. So from a definition perspective, diet means the kinds of food that a person, animal, or community habitually eats. Now, how we have completely and totally morphed that word into something else, I have no idea. But I I want to talk about it because for me, I had such negative feelings around food for a long time because I didn't understand what to eat that would really and truly, A, make me feel better, and B, not upset my stomach. So there are so many types of diets out there. There's low carb, there's paleo, there's Mediterranean, there's vegan, gluten-free, all kinds of things. And I've tried many of them. But what I really want to drive home is a lot of times we try a particular diet, but what I want to suggest is if you're not under the care of, let's say, a dietitian or nutritionist, or you're in constant communication with your primary care provider or your endocrinologist, I highly encourage that you take some time to have a conversation with them. Because even though a lot of what we get from a dietary perspective and the definitions and terms that we get comes from governing bodies, we have to figure out what works best for us as the individual. So a lot of times when you participate or try out many of these diets, whether let's say it's an autoimmune protocol or you're trying GAPS, you're trying the elimination diet, what I want you to really focus on is understanding how to use food as fuel. And what that means is I want you to start paying more attention to what food makes me feel good and what food makes me feel bad. And you know what I'm going to say, I want you to write it down. Because when you write it down, you start to see, all right, I can't have this, I can't have that. Like a lot of people say that people with thyroid issues shouldn't have nightshades. But for me, I can eat eggplant, no problem. Or certain things give you issues, or 1 minute, you should try like a high fat, low carb diet, low carb, whole food. It just is never ending, it feels. But once you've actually written down the foods that you can and can't have, on the food list of what you can have, look at those things and identify if any of those foods are considered inflammatory. And what I mean by that is, are you eating a lot of processed food? Are you, and that term can be hotly debated as well, but bear with me and hear me out. But are you eating takeout all the time? Or are you eating frozen dinners? Are you eating a lot of canned foods? Are you not looking at your nutrition labels to see how much sodium or added sugar is in the food that you're eating? I want you to start becoming a label reader and really and truly understanding what's in your food. Because if that particular item is super high in sodium or it's a lot of sugar in it, are you really helping yourself? And if you're at that point, for example, where you can start exercising and doing a lot more movement, yes, carbohydrates are good for your body, but at the same time, you may have issues with diabetes. And having things with a lot of sugar in it isn't going to work for you. So there's a very fine line and delicate dance that each of us has to take in order to figure out what works best for us. I am not licensed to be able to give that type of information, so I'm not going to try to. Take some time to look at the food that you're eating and ask yourself, how do I feel after I eat this? How long do I stay full after I eat this particular food? Does this food give me energy? And if not, then you might have to consider either adding a little bit more to your meal plan or talk to a dietitian or nutritionist about what's important in terms of how your food load should be, meaning what's appropriate for you from a protein, carbohydrate, and fat intake perspective. This is why it's also so important for you to write down what you're eating. And it always seems tedious to us at first, but that can help you process through what's working and what isn't. And for me, if I don't get energy from the food that I eat, then I stop eating that thing. Because I have to focus a lot at work. I have to do a lot of processing. I have to manage people. And in order for me to show up for them, I have to show up for myself by consuming the very best that I can. And I have to reduce the amount of food that is going to inflame my body or bring about inflammation. So I want you to start thinking about and writing down, what have I been eating lately? How do I feel after I eat it? How long do I stay full? And I want you to think about, what is my mood like? If I'm eating a particular food and it's causing me to be hangry or to be cranky afterwards or just sluggish and lethargic, then you might have to evaluate when you eat it, what quantity you eat it in, and are you drinking enough water? Because I fall victim to this all the time, in that I sometimes eat because I'm bored. And so I'm constantly asking myself, am I eating because I'm bored or am I eating because I'm really hungry? And now that I've been able to really and truly understand the type of foods that I have to eat in order to feel the best, I don't mind loading up on those things, because I now eat a primarily whole food diet in a positive sense. So I'm eating a lot of fruit, I'm eating a lot of vegetables. Even though I do eat animal protein, the majority of my meals have at least 5 to 7 servings of fruits and vegetables. Mostly because I enjoy eating those things, but I also realize that I have a lot more energy when I consume those things. So I'm challenging you to really and truly start paying more attention to the things that you're eating and ask yourself, is this fueling me, or is this causing more fatigue, more inflammation, and ultimately harming my body? So with that, as always, whenever you have additional questions about this particular subject, I want you to reach out to a dietitian or nutritionist so that they can be able to answer those specific questions, because they're licensed to do so. So with that, be happy, be whole, and be well. Take care. Okay, thyroid warriors, get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.